It's the Knicks. We are the New York Knicks. New Yorker. For this new season we're about to enter, the Knicks taking no shorts just like winter.
New York, New York.
New York be about the Knicks, huh?
But the best thing about New York City is
K-N-I-C-K-S.
Everybody say go New York, go New York, go!
Go New York, go New York, go!
Everybody, welcome to the New York Knicks podcast, episode 681. We are doing the show after a win. We are not recording. We're not jinxing the show. We're not jinxing the games. We're trying to, as if the Knicks win, we'll record. If the Knicks lose, we're not. We're not planning ahead, so we don't have a set schedule, so we can't jinx it. We're doing what we can. We're doing our part. Anyway, how you doing, Mark?
I mean, on cloud nine. God damn it. This I have to say, the Knicks have been on a crazy run. The last 3 years, like since Brunson has got here, and Leon Rose got here, our future is like just so much brighter. Things are so much better.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, they made the run and they got pretty close. They got pretty far in the second. Was it 2 years ago? They lost to Miami in the second round, right?
Yeah.
But they played a pretty good series, and we were all like, "Wow, the Knicks haven't been to the second round in so long." Pretty happy, and it's going to be awesome next year.
Mm-hmm.
Then that was, I think, Game 6 against Miami. They lost. Then last year, the Knicks were as banged up as possible, but pushed Indiana to Game 7. Game 7 was unbelievably disappointing because we really thought we could. First, the Knicks got crushed in that Game 7. We also thought we really could go to the conference finals, but we were all like, yeah, still a good season, and like we can use the excuse of everyone being injured, and we were like, we're gonna push this. We're gonna keep pushing forward because the era, like things just keep getting better for the Knicks. And then this year, big moves for Bridges, big move for Towns, and things kind of felt flat. I don't know if you felt flat during the year, but like the Knicks were a good team all year. They just never seemed as dominant as they seemed in that last year, that January run when they got OG. The team looked invincible for a while before the injuries came up. Before Randall got injured and everyone else got injured, the team looked unbelievable. And this year, Jay, at any point this year, did you feel like super optimistic about this team? But in the regular season?
No, there was no like 19-2 run or just like this streak. It was kind of like, yeah, they're good enough to beat up on the bad teams and struggle against the good teams. They'll win a few. You know, they crushed Denver that one game. That was great, but they never strung together a bunch of games against good teams. And, you know, of course, the media loves talking about how they went like 0 for 10 against the top 3 teams in the league. I mean, they were doing the top 5 until the Knicks beat a couple of them. So, yeah, it was an up and down season. Wasn't feeling as confident going into the playoffs as I was last year before everybody got injured.
Right. The Knicks they lost every game to the Celtics, the Cavs, and OKC. And it was really hard to it seemed like this team, I mean, they won 51 games. It seemed like there was a cap on how good this team could be. And we were starting already, the season was not even over. We're starting to talk about what could happen next year. Maybe in the offseason we better our bench somehow. We seem kind of capped out. Was the Towns move a mistake? Was the Bridges move a mistake? It just got into are we just going to be a team that maxes out the second round?
Well,
and you'd see Mark Berman trolling us. Who covers the Knicks? I don't know why he needs to troll the Knicks fans about paying Leon Rose can't get past the second round. But I have to say, Jay, I didn't believe. I could not get myself to believe this team truly was a contender. I was hoping maybe the offseason, Leon could work his magic and could get there. The Detroit series, Jay, did you believe during the Detroit series? Watching the Detroit series, were you like, this team is awesome, this team is destined? What were your thoughts during the Detroit series, Jay?
Well, I mean,
honestly.
Going into the playoffs, I felt like we didn't see enough. The Knicks had The Knicks didn't have Mitch for most of those matchups against the good teams.
Yeah.
And the one game they did against the Celtics in the regular season, they took them to overtime. So I was like, all right, if Mitch makes a full recovery, there could be something here. This is what I waited for. I wasn't like really judging much. I was taking everything with a grain of salt while Mitch was out. They looked pretty good with him. Then they get to the Detroit series and game 2 happens. And I'm like, well, this looks like it's going to be an absolute struggle. Every game was super close. And I'm like, all right, let's hope they're like competitive for the Celtics series. Let's hope they show up.
Right. Before we even get to the Celtics series, I have to say, like, the Detroit series, you were like, if this team is a really good team, and like it was a slugfest with Detroit, and Detroit's a better team than really I had given them credit for. But if you're having a slugfest with Detroit, how good is your team? Your team should be blowing out Detroit. Like, if you really want to contend with the Celtics, your team should be crushing the Pistons. The Celtics look otherworldly. They look like on another level than the Knicks. If we can barely beat the Pistons, how are we going to contend with the Celtics? That was the reality in my mind. No matter what I said in the show, that was the reality in my mind. Like, the Knicks just aren't. They are on the same level as the Celtics. I still didn't truly believe in the Cavs, but okay, like it's just they did not seem like on the same. Did you think they were on the same level as the Celtics, Jay?
No. I thought like they're struggling against a team with Tim Hardaway Jr. and Tobias Harris in the starting lineup, and while Cade's really good, we're gonna go from that to like Tatum, Brown, and White. Like this could get ugly real quick.
Right. I made the pronouncement on the show that I expect, not that I wanted to, but I expect Tibbs will be gone this offseason.
Yeah.
And a new coach, because I said, like, the roster is what it is. They'll need to find a way to take this team to the next level, and it'll be the offense. They'll make the same kind of move that Cleveland made, and Tibbs will be almost guaranteed to be gone. Maybe if he pushes Celtics to like 6 games, possibly gets to keep his job. I mean, obviously, if he like got past the Celtics, I mean that's but that's just not going to happen.
Now it's Tibbs for life. That's it. Tibbs is the Knicks coach forever now.
Has any coach ever got extended before his extension kicked in?
Right, exactly. He's just got a lifetime guarantee now. So,
holy crap! So before I just want to add, I want to add in that like the Knicks won game 1. It was dramatic. It was awesome. I still didn't believe.
Right.
The Knicks won game 2. It was dramatic. It was awesome. I still had trouble believing the Knicks could win this series.
Mm-hmm.
The Knicks lost game 3. I took my son to game 3. I paid a ridiculous amount of money to sit like up in the rafters. It was brutal. Such a brutal performance. And I was like, okay, this is really it. The Knicks got outplayed for the first 42 minutes of game 1, first 42 minutes of game 2. The reality is game 3. This is going to end in 6. Celtics are going to win this. I was just even like, and also the betting odds. The betting odds had, and before game 4 happened, the betting odds had, I think Cleveland was still down 3-1, was still listed as having a better chance of winning the title than the Knicks. Mm-hmm. I'm like, Cleveland's down 3-1. How can they have the better odds than the Knicks who were up 2-1? Anyway, now I'm a believer. Holy crap.
Well, first of all, you're not allowed to go to MSG again for the rest of the playoffs.
I think I figured something out, Jay. I figured out what I did. Well, first off, I took my son to the game on Saturday. We got crushed. I took my whole family to a December game against Detroit. We lost to Detroit. I took my son to game 7 against Indiana. That was abysmal. I went to a regular season game without him. We won that game. But
so it's your son.
It's the combination of us, I guess. I don't know, but I figured out I did one thing wrong, Jay.
Yeah.
I did one thing wrong.
Okay.
So I have a Lucky Knicks t-shirt. I've made it to Lucky. I wore it when the Knicks beat Detroit for game 6. I wore it for game 1. I wore it for game 2. Have not washed it. For game 3, I wore it. But then when I got to the arena, everyone's seats had a Knicks shirt free, like a cool Knicks shirt. So I put that Knicks shirt over my lucky shirt, and that was the issue. The Knicks, the new shirt basically countered the powers of the lucky shirt. Last night I wore the lucky shirt. Knicks won. Jason Tatum did not wear a lucky Knicks shirt. You see what happened to him. Unfortunate.
Okay, so it's either your lucky shirt or it's your son. But I don't know what's
Not my son. It's the lucky shirt. It's the goddamn lucky. By the way, I feel terrible with Jason Tatum, but it's the lucky shirt. The lucky shirt has the power. I will not wash this shirt again until the Knicks win the title. And when the Knicks win the title, I will wear this shirt every goddamn game the Knicks play for now till eternity, and the Knicks will never lose a game again. The shirt will never be washed again if the Knicks keep winning.
I love how everybody has their own superstitions.
It's not a superstition, Jay. I'm talking about facts.
No, I'm just
facts.
reading the chat, and Squirt and Dirty says, "Yeah, my David Lee jersey is his go-to jersey, especially going to the Garden."
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't know what the yes, going to the Garden. Maybe me overpaying for tickets to go to the Garden does not work out well, but either way, my lucky T-shirt, Knicks. James Dolan, if you're listening, I know you're listening. My lucky T-shirt has to be. You need to give my lucky T-shirt. You need to give it tickets for next season. Like you need to get my lucky T-shirt there for the next round and the finals. If you want to win, just saying.
So, yeah, I feel really bad about Tatum. I hate that like that happened.
Would you say like I feel really bad for Jason Tatum?
Yes.
I don't feel so bad for the Celtics.
Don't feel bad for the Celtics. Feel bad for Tatum himself.
That's awful. That's awful.
That is awful.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to alter the series. The Knicks were going to win Game 4. They
were up by 9 at the time of the injury.
Yeah, they were up by 9 with less than 3 minutes left. They had momentum. I really feel like they were going to go up to 3-1. I will say that the Celtics are still tough, and I don't want everyone to get complacent. They are 8-2 without Tatum this season, so like put them away in 5. Let's just put this to rest. I don't want them to get like, rally around Tatum and start hitting like 75% of their threes. Just put it to rest in Game 5 and let's move on because I don't want to go to Game 6 or 7. I really don't.
Sam Hauser's back for Game 5, or likely back.
Yeah.
Not that obviously that's not replacing Jason Tatum. Tatum was having an unbelievable game. It was also just going back. I don't feel bad for the Celtics because last year the Knicks had a million injuries and no one gave a shit. The Knicks had a million injuries. No one said, "Oh, it's okay they lost to Indiana because they have a million injuries." No one said. Everyone just said you play with the team you have. Injuries are part of the game. So I can't feel bad for the Celtics now. Knicks, if Tatum plays and Tatum's healthy, the Knicks still win this series regardless. Mm-hmm. So he's out. It's part of the game. Feel really bad for him. That sucks.
The Knicks were about to go up 3-1. I really don't think the Celtics were going to win 3 in a row.
Yeah, unlikely, especially how the Knicks are in the Celtics' head. The Celtics are not, they're just not good at closing games against the Knicks anymore in this series. They need to be up by a lot if they want to win the game. The Knicks came back from 20, came back from 14. The Knicks know how to close these games. The Celtics, for whatever reason, cannot close these games. Let's talk about the game a little bit. The Knicks,
we're not talking about the cursed game, right? We're just going to go right to Game 4.
Oh, God, the cursed game. Holy crap. I mean, I was so excited for the game, brought my son. I mean, it just like it was going to be such an amazing, it was going to be an orgasmic experience at the Garden. And we're ready to cheer, we're ready to lose our minds. And the Celtics destroyed everything.
It doesn't feel like it, but the Knicks actually outscored the Celtics in the whole second half.
But did they really?
Yeah.
I don't think I've been just like not even wanting to look at the box score.
Yeah,
it was just such an annihilation.
They outscored them by 3 in the second half. It was just they went down by friggin' 32 in the first half, so it didn't really matter.
I mean, right away in that game, the Knicks were down. Like the problem with that game was they just destroyed our spirits right from the start.
Yeah.
The Celtics went up 16 to start the game in the first quarter. Like every time the Knicks like put on a little bit of a run, the Celtics just goddamn like they called the timeout. They like kept extending the lead. They fouled Mitch. Everything that could go wrong was going wrong. Like the crowd so badly wanted to cheer, and there
Yeah.
was so little. The biggest cheer of the goddamn day was when Mitch hit his first free throw after like 8 tries.
Right. Yeah,
It
I
was
was at Stout across the street, and it was the same thing. I mean, the crowd was trying to cheer like every rebound, and after a while, it was just like so deflated. Oh, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it.
awesome. Yeah, it was like we so badly wanted to cheer. It was such a goddamn rough game. And like, at some point, also in the game, like the fouling of Mitch got out of control, where I was just like, they were up by like 20 something points. You could see, I think it was like Luke Cornett was like looking at the sideline, like being, "Are we still doing this?" And he was like, and like they're like, "Yeah, we're still doing this." So he like hugs Mitch, and like we're there. I was like, "You're up by 20 something points. You still fouling? Like you still have to get Mitch out of the game?"
The hack of Mitch up by 20 something points late in the game was so just shitty, dishonest basketball. It's like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? I get if it's a close game and you're trying to get an edge. When you're up by 25, what do you do? I mean, they deserve to lose a series for playing like that.
I guess in fairness, the Knicks had come back from 22 games in a row, but like it just still seemed like at that point, the point when they were doing it, the game seemed kind of out of hand.
Yeah.
I was like, Missoula's still doing this. Like, I don't know. Like, obviously, you don't have to like lay down and let the other team score, but like, do you really need to hack Mitch at this point? And like, it was such a bad game. I don't know. It was just brutal. Like we went out to some Korean barbecue after. We kind of made the most of the day. With my son still said he had fun, but like, by the way, I didn't realize also the Knicks rebounded the Celtics in that game, which was like the two previous games. The Celtics had out rebounded the Knicks by a lot, but the rebounding, like I guess Tibbs is focusing more on the rebounding, leaving Mitch out there longer. Last night they out rebounded the Celtics. Rebounding is pretty important.
Yeah, there was a couple plays where Mitch got them a second attempt and it turned into a three, whereas normally that just would have been Celtics ball, and it was a huge momentum shift, especially in the fourth when they went on that run, and it just seemed like the game was getting more and more out of control.
Yeah.
It was the second chance points were just massive.
I guess we're jumping back and forth between the games.
I'm done with game three.
Game three was just a goddamn massacre. I mean, it's also like that shit happens. I mean, the OKC series, I was telling my son, I'm like, Denver, like, he's only following the Knicks series, not following the other series very closely. I'm like, listen, Denver won the first game. OKC basically murdered Denver the next game, won by like 40 or 50 points. And in the following game, Denver won again. And now the series is 2-2. But I'm like, stuff like this happens. It only counts as one loss. Like the Knicks can still come back.
That's the good thing about these series. You could lose by 75 and it still counts as one loss. So,
yeah.
You know, it's almost easier if you get absolutely drubbed, because you could kind of shake that one off like, okay, that wasn't our night. Whereas if you lose like a nail biter, it's kind of like we should have had that win. So
the getting crushed either does one of two things. One, it can make you just think like we don't have a shot. But also it can make you feel like, hey, I'm not gonna get I'm not gonna get embarrassed anymore. This is ridiculous. We got to play harder. Like that was embarrassing. I'm gonna take this up to a level because we were embarrassed.
Well, I mean, it was also a game where the Celtics shot 50% from three and the Knicks shot 20%. You can't have a disparity that big and win games. It's just.
But through like half the game, the Knicks were shooting like 13% from three. They actually got better. They had to like push their percentage up to 20%.
Yeah,
that's how bad it was. But anyway, okay, that game was a massacre. Last night, so going into last night's game, did you really have faith the Knicks were going to win the series before the game started?
Well, I messaged you right before the game, and I said whoever wins this game wins the series. And I felt like it was a complete toss-up. I had no idea. At the very beginning, the Celtics went up by like 13 again, and I'm like, here we go. Like, this is just
my son said the same thing. He's like, why does this have to always happen? why did the Knicks down early this much? Like he was getting frustrated. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know why they can't like. I don't know why they have to suck to start every game.
Yeah, at least they kept it around 13. I think maybe 14 to 16 was like the peak, maybe 14, but they didn't get to the 20-point mark, and I would have been so pissed if they went down by 20 every single game of the series. The fact that they kept it like semi-reasonable, like they'd hit a shot or two and it'd be like 8 or 9. You're like, okay, they're in it. So I was feeling better that they didn't go down by 20.
They were down by 10 and maybe a little bit more, but then they like kept going on runs. They bring the game within like a point, or they tie the game, I think, at one point, and then Boston would immediately pull away. They would hit some threes, pull away. You'd be like, why aren't they guarding Derek White? Derek White is making every three. Why are they not guarding him? And then like Tatum would just hit like there was one shot like he hit like from third. He must have been 6 or 7 feet behind the 3-point line, and the Knicks didn't guard him there, and he nailed the three. And my son's like, why aren't they guarding him out there? I'm like, because you just don't think he's going to shoot from out there. It's a bad shot out there, and he made it. I don't know what are you going to do? Like Tatum was otherworldly last night.
Yeah, I mean,
like he was ridiculous.
that was a legacy game. That was one of the best games of his career.
People were saying before the game, I saw a note somewhere that someone said like Tatum hasn't had his signature Celtics game, like signature playoff game yet in this playoffs. He hasn't had like one like awesome game, and I was like, great, we got the signature game. He's having as good a game as you can get.
Yeah, yeah.
And they guarded most of the time. He wasn't that open, and he was making the shots.
He was hitting insane shots. White hitting his first 4 threes. I was like, really? We're gonna have like a White? We had a Pritchard game in Game 3. Now we're gonna have a White game. Like
It was also like the Knicks kept double teaming, so much double teaming, so someone's always open. And I'm like, hey, how about you just stop double teaming? Like this is not working, leaving guys open. But anyway, the Knicks kept it within 11 at the half. How are you feeling going into the second half, Jay?
I was really nervous. The Knicks have been much better in the third quarter. This pretty much all playoffs, like, except for the first couple Detroit games. Like they're on a streak of like ever since Mikal did that layup line thing at halftime. The Knicks have been awesome.
That
in
made
the
a
third
big
quarter.
difference.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
I guess instead of moping around, doing a layup line, like changed the whole. I don't know, but
I don't know if they're still doing layup lines either, because I'm not even aware if they're doing them. But still, like, third quarter was amazing. The third quarter was unbelievable. It was Jalen Brunson. Mikal Bridges was hitting all his like Bridges is not hitting the threes, but he was going to his like fadeaway twos and just nailing them. Everyone was contributing. That was an amazing third quarter, right, Jay?
Yeah, it was. It was the Knicks took the lead, and then we had that momentum killer where they called a block on Hart, reviewed it, and I was messaging in the in our Discord, and I was like, easy turnover. I mean, they're gonna turn this call over. This is great challenge, and then they didn't overturn the call, and the Knicks lost their challenge, and I'm like, that. I don't know. I just thought that was like, I was worried that was going to be the momentum killer that like turned the tide of the game.
Jay, have you ever heard that to get a charge, you can't have your legs too far apart?
I mean, I've heard that, but I didn't think they were.
Well, I don't think I've ever even heard that.
You can't like a split and have the guy trip over your feet and like.
But the guy didn't trip over your feet. He ran directly into you.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a non-factor. Wherever your feet were on the floor was a complete non-factor since you ran into his chest.
Right. Yeah. It's not like his legs were spread and he ran into his thigh. It was like straight on. And I mean, they call the worst. They call ones where people are like still running in front of you while you're driving. And that one he was set, like fully set for a second or two.
I gotta say the refereeing in this series. First of all, again, it goes to my point of don't even have replay if you can't get it right. But the refereeing, it didn't end up mattering at all. But there was a foul. Brunson fouled Derek. Do you remember when Brunson fouled Derek White in the first quarter on a 3-point shot? Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you remember the replay where Brunson literally didn't touch Derek White?
Yeah.
Literally did not touch him. They did not have any contact whatsoever. And White's just going to the line, and I'm like, I kind of want. I understand why Tibbs didn't challenge because like the sense of like you don't want to waste your challenge that early in the game.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is goddamn absurd. Like these are like just the refs are just this is goddamn robbery. And also, Towns picked up 3 early fouls. His third foul, and I forget what happened on the third foul, but all I remember the foul was ridiculous to be called.
Was that the one where his back was turned and he was running away and like
It was
White
okay.
jumped White jumped into him under the net?
Yes, yes. The first two, he had 2 offensive fouls. One of them, I guess, was legit. I guess he threw his elbow a little bit on the move. But the White one, like he wasn't even like White just ran into him. Like Towns was literally almost running away from. He was. It was so egregious, basically. And I'm like, this is you're gonna try to decide the game with these fouls.
I got yeah. The reffing's been so lopsided. The Knicks have overcome it. We talked about when Bridges and OG are on, the Knicks are insanely tough to beat. I mean,
Insanely tough.
Towns and
Yes.
Brunson are on, like it's two guys. Like you could kind of focus on them, or you could even overcome a good game from one or two guys. The Knicks had 4 guys all just playing out of their minds, and Josh Hart didn't shoot well, but rebounding and assisting and playing good defense. Like the whole starting lineup was just playing out of their minds. So
Would
just
you
beautiful
have
game.
believed the Knicks would be up 3-1 and Towns would have only hit 1 3 in the entire series?
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, the Celtics did a good job of taking away Towns' threes, but he's been pounding them down low. He should be taking. He took 1 free throw in Game 4, despite driving it every single play, which is disgusting, absolutely disgusting. But anyway, he shot 11 for 15. He's killing them down low. Horford looks like he needs 2 days rest between games, and he's really good when he has 2 days rest. But the rest of the series is every other day. So,
By the way, I didn't realize when we did our preview for the series, I was saying Drew Holiday. I was giving mad respect to Drew Holiday.
yeah.
I did not realize Drew Holiday retired last year. I don't know who's wearing his uniform, but whoever's wearing his uniform sucks. Like, it's not very good.
Yeah, he's doing some things where he like tries the full court press Brunson, and he looks like he's giving Brunson a hard time, but then they get over the half court line, and like that's it. He kind of just disappears.
Does Drew Holiday play offense anymore?
No, he's
I mean,
he's a
it's-
non-factor. So for the Celtics to win Game 5, Tatum's
can I
out
ask you-
obviously. Like I feel like okay, go ahead.
Before we get the one, let's just one or two more things on this game, and then we'll move on to Game 5. So if you are, I guess if you're Missoula, is it because you just felt bad about how the other last game worked out now, and like you just decided, okay, guys, no more fouling Mitch. I feel bad. Mitch posted something on Instagram. No more fouling of him.
Mitch played 25 minutes and he didn't take a single free throw.
They did not. They went from, hey, we're gonna purposely foul him up by 29 points because we're that scared of Mitchell Robinson to, guys, if anyone fouls him, I'm gonna beat their ass. What? I can't believe they completely went away from that strategy.
I guess it wasn't really working because I think they're worried about how like Porzingis wasn't playing well at all.
No.
And so if you're getting Horford into foul trouble, like now you're saying like our big plan is to like unleash Luke Cornett.
Put Cornett out there. Have Cornett go out there to foul Mitch. I don't know. It's Porzingis did not look very good. I'm assuming for Porzingis, he's not this bad. It's definitely whatever ailment he had, whatever he has is because he does not look very good.
No, his minutes are ramping up each game, but he looked like he couldn't do much other than kind of just stand there and raise his arms and be tall.
So I'd say Derek White has looked really good.
Yeah.
Tatum looked amazing till the injury, of course. Jaylen Brown, I feel like Jaylen Brown is really good when he drives to the basket, except instead of doing that, he just jacks up threes.
Yeah.
I don't know what the deal with this Celtics team is, but they went from a team where I'm like, oh, they're probably gonna win the title again, to this, I guess, and they're screwed. So Game 5, what are we worried about for Game 5? It's a trap game. It's completely a trap game. You're up 3-1. their big star is out. What should we be looking for, Jay?
Well, I mean, we were saying before the series that their bench was the big difference maker. Now with Tatum out, and you got like a half a Porzingis and a Horford that's looking kind of tired. You don't got a lot. You got like a Pritchard's gonna have to start, right? So you have a half a Porzingis. You have
Hauser's back.
Hauser's back and Cornette. That's their bench.
I mean, I don't think they're going to play like Xavier Tillman or Torrey Craig.
I don't think they're going to go deeper into the bench. I think that's it. So basically, they're replacing Tatum with Hauser.
Tatum's what, 6'7", 6'8"?
Mm-hmm.
How tall is Hauser? He's not that tall, right? Or am I wrong?
No. Well, like, he's also not as good on defense or
on
offense.
everything. Yes. He's not as good as it's not going a long way. I'm just like, even the size thing. I mean, like, I guess in theory you could play Torrey Craig. Doesn't Torrey Craig have some size?
He does, but do you really want to start? Like, they haven't played all series. You want to start doing that? Like,
I don't know. I mean, you have to think of something. I mean, like, unless Porzingis is going to get magically healthy and like start score, like you're relying. So first of all, this is definitely a trap game. Celtics are going to play like they'll dedicate this game to Jason Tatum.
Mm-hmm.
This is the game. This is totally a game where like the Knicks fumble, Celtics are back in it. We're going to Game 6 and we're nervous. But I mean, hopefully the Tibbs probably is like, you guys suck last night. You guys were terrible. We need a better effort in our wins.
Yeah,
like just getting them in the mindset that we have to win this goddamn game.
Yeah, just put them away, get some rest. Hopefully, Cleveland will win a couple games against the Pacers, tire them out a bit. But really, just finish them off. Honestly, you shut down either Brown or White, you probably got the game in the bag.
Right. I mean, I guess like so. OG, the effort. I guess you put OG on Jaylen Brown now. Like you focus on him, or do you focus on Derek White, or I guess
you focus on Brown. You shut Brown down, then you just have, White's a great 3-point shooter. He's not doing a whole lot of driving. Same with Pritchard. You get Brown in trouble. Like pretty much all their penetration offense is done.
Right. I mean, Porzingis is probably not going to be a huge factor. I mean, maybe he'll hit a 3 or 2. Again, that could be my like. I just can't see Porzingis having something like a big game after this. Horford, if they both have been so bad, it's just unlikely they'll have a big game. This will be like, I know we're all acting like they already won the series, and it kind of feels like that. And it feels like without Tatum, what are the chances they can beat the Knicks 3 times in a row? I mean, holy crap, this team is about to go to the conference finals. They haven't done that since 1999.
Mm-hmm.
It is insane.
Also, they're going to be playing the Pacers, who I think most Knicks fans completely hate.
I mean, quite a rematch from last year, and historically just a huge rival for the Knicks.
They have assembled another hateable team. Like they just keep getting all these super annoying players.
Reggie Miller, by the way, has already been like told he's announcing every one of the games.
Right,
exactly.
Series. So yeah, they're annoying. Their fans are annoying. I mean, we had some of their fans popping into. We don't even have a huge Twitter account. They were popping in to talk trash like last week. Like they're just super obnoxious.
We had a couple questions. There weren't much this week, but the first question from Nick Brothers, which we had done a podcast with them, and it's just said, "Can you fucking believe it?" That's about right to me. The second question, though, I thought was a better one that Jay wanted to. Jay got a little annoyed about, but I think it was just more like whatever. Basically the person says, "Yeah, first time call." This is from Dikembe Bojumbo. Said, "First time caller, can you address this? Thanks. I'll hang up and listen." And he just reposted a tweet from us from June 2022, where it says, "Near max, Knicks are aware that Brunson is just an above average point guard, right? He's not an all-star." Jay, would you like to defend this tweet?
I don't think there was a single person on the planet that thought Brunson would be this good. I don't think the Knicks front office thought he would be this good. I don't think Brunson's dad thought he was going to be this good. I don't think that's an unreasonable take to question maxing out a guy who was good, but he was just good.
Someone else posted. I didn't see this before, but I saw someone else post a tweet from like around that time also, and was just reading through reading through the timeline of people's comments about Jalen Brunson back in June 2022, and they were just like, it was the Knicks had just made all these moves to like
Clear
get
up
extra
room.
cap space, clear cap space with the Pistons, and people were like, who the hell do they think Brunson is? Like the Knicks are just going dumber on dumb, and like, what are they? What is this the asinine franchise doing? It was just like tweet after tweet, like that was similar to ours, basically. Ours was as nice as it can get, basically. But people were like, what are the Knicks doing? It is these last 3 years of Brunson have been amazing.
I
It's
mean,
amazing. It's amazing the Knicks are like, oh, what are we doing? We're getting Dallas's backup point guard. In other words, we're getting an all NBA generational player.
we'll totally own that tweet, but I don't think it's an insane
I think
tweet.
I think he was just trolling you, which was fine.
It's not like it was a one of those people who were tweeting like, "Oh my God, I can't believe the Knicks traded Cam Reddish for Josh Hart." We don't have embarrassing tweets like that, so
I'm sure we have a few. It'd be different if you were like, "Why are the Knicks giving this bigger contract to Jalen Brunson? Who do they think he is?" That would have been a bad tweet.
So,
Uh,
oh yeah, you got any more questions? We have a couple emails.
Could do the emails.
nyknickspodcast@gmail.com. Angel says, it seems like the last few games they've been making an effort to lob the ball to Mitch, but he hasn't been expecting it. If he's still around next season, that's something they should work on exploring.
I mean, in some ways, I was like, how can Mitch even be on the team next year because he can't hit his free throws? The mental block there on the free throws is just ridiculous. But now that they won last night and Mitch didn't shoot any free throws, I'm like, he's a Knick for life. I don't know. I'm like, I go back, like, do you think Mitch's free throw issues are such the point where like you would consider trading him in the offseason?
No, because he's so elite at everything else. I think you really just get him like a personal trainer and have him shoot all summer. Like, do what you can to get that percentage up because he's
Shoot
so
100
good at everything else.
100 free throws a day. Have someone rework his free throw. There's got to be a way to get him better at these free throws.
100, 1,000. You could do 100 in like 15 minutes. Shoot 1,000 a day.
Define 1,000. Okay, 1,000. Okay, Mitch shoot 1,000 free throws. It's also like on the one hand, you were like, why? He should be embarrassed enough that he wants to do that, basically.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he does.
But,
he did look embarrassed when he airballed that last one.
Twice he's airballed in this series. It's unbelievable. But he's also like, whatever else you want to say, like you're right in the sense of like going into next series, he is a key member of this team for the next series. Like you need him
100%.
100% need him against Indiana. And the Knicks have looked really good when it's Mitch and Towns on the floor together.
How good has Mitch been? The Celtics head coach panic fouled him up 30 points late in the game. Like that's how good Mitch is.
He had 5 big offensive rebounds last night. The rebounding also, the Knicks out-rebounded the Celtics by like 10 last night. The rebounding, you play Mitch more minutes, the Knicks do better at rebound. The Knicks also there was just a lot of key rebounds that just like 50-50 balls that went to the Knicks last night that were just super helpful.
Yeah. Stan writes, the Knicks are, this is from a couple days ago, the Knicks are up 2-0. Hope you're kidding about quitting the show, by the way. I've been listening for over 10 years, actually 13. Well, thank you for sticking with us all this time. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I think we are quitting our regular shows. We may do a show here or there just to kind of
check in.
We're soft quitting, basically.
Yeah. And Angel writes, which is a bigger upset? Knicks up 2 versus Boston or Pacers up 2 versus Cleveland?
Let's update that to 3-1, 3-1. I think the bigger upset is the Knicks up Celtics 3-1, just because the Knicks are better than the Pacers, I think, but it's that the Celtics really like as good as Cleveland was in the regular season, we all kind of thought Celtics were the best team. Like I would have thought that reality was more possible than this reality.
Yeah. I think everyone was a little, maybe not everyone, but a lot of people were a little bit skeptical over Cleveland because they haven't really proved it in the playoffs. Whereas, I don't know. I like nobody gave the Knicks a chance either. I'm gonna say
the Knicks a chance.
I'm gonna say the Knicks going up 2-0 is a bigger surprise.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I think the Knicks going up 3-1 also versus 3-1 is a bigger surprise as well.
Although I am surprised that the Pacers are up 3-1. But you can chalk a lot of that up to Cavs have had a lot of injuries.
Cavs have a lot of injuries. They're kind of healthy now, but I know that actually they were kind of healthy, but now Mitchell's out. So they're probably done tonight. Hopefully Cleveland actually wins, as Jay said before. Hopefully Cleveland wins tonight just to extend the series and make Indiana a little more tired. Uh, by the way, also we should give a shout out to McBride, who actually had I mean, like he didn't score a ton last night, but like he was really helpful in the game.
Yeah, he was so bad in the Detroit series, and he looks like he's like actually dependable again. So that's huge also.
And Campaign played 4 minutes, and Tibbs was like, "Okay, you did your maximum 4 minutes. We're sorry, Payne. Get out of the game." And Achua played 1 minute.
He knows he only has a couple minutes, so he just jacks up shots, just trying to do
Extend his
something.
minutes, basically.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Although,
He's like, I make one. If I make two of these shots, I get to stay in the game a little longer.
yeah, that, I mean, can't really blame him with that. But when he misses all three, he immediately gets yanked, and that's it for the game.
Um, yeah. Any other emails?
No, that's it for emails.
Okay. Okay, so we got game 5 tomorrow night. Knicks have to will you if the Knicks lose tomorrow night, how nervous from 1-10 will you be going into game 6?
I guess it depends how they lose. Like if they
Okay,
get,
the Celtics get more points than the Knicks. Go on.
well, I mean, if they lose by one, I'll be more nervous. I'll be at like a 3 or a 4. If they get like blown out, I'm gonna be at like a 7.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair to say. It would be really ridiculous if they get blown out. The Celtics just are a different team without Jason Tatum. The
Yeah.
Knicks, I get the fact that they were 8-2 without him, but I also think someone posted the list of teams they beat. It was not a murderous row of teams.
Yeah.
The Knicks should be, especially how well the Knicks are playing, they should be able to win this game tomorrow night. Okay, so around the league stuff. Unless anything else you want to comment on the Knicks?
Nope, that's good.
Okay, quickly around the league. Indiana looks like they're going to beat Cleveland. Do we say Cleveland is were they not for real, or is injuries just ruined their season?
A little of each. I wasn't as
Yeah.
high on Cleveland to begin with, but they had like 3 guys out for the first 2 games. So
Kind of rough on them. But yeah, a little bit of both. I still just don't believe in that team. Minnesota, Golden State, no Steph Curry. Steph Curry's also out, I think, for the next game. Minnesota's up 3-1. Minnesota Knicks finals?
that would be so awesome.
That would be unbelievable. Oh my God. It would be the most awesome storyline.
It would. Randall's been awesome for the playoffs too, by the way.
He's been really good. He was great last night. T-Wolves are probably going to win this series, and kind of sucks for the Golden. It sucks they don't have Steph Curry. And then OKC Denver.
They were
2-2.
probably losing with Steph Curry though.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like I do think this. I would have given the edge to Minnesota, but it'd be a much closer series.
Yeah.
And then 2-2, OKC Denver. Who you got?
I think OKC is going to win, but I really want Denver to win.
Yeah, I would love Denver to win. I didn't watch. Did you watch the last game? Because
No.
I saw just lots of comments online about how people were just like saying how embarrassing Shea's foul baiting was.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's almost like the Knicks Celtics series where the OKC is getting away with a lot more than Denver is. I guess Jokic is playing the Towns role of getting hacked every play and not getting to the line, and yeah, it's just a lot of, I don't know.
By the way, just going back on the Knicks for 1 second, people are saying that Towns' whistle is shockingly bad.
It
What do you
is.
think of that? It seems ridiculous how much they could hit him and not have a foul call.
I would say it's almost historically bad.
I mean, there's a bias generally. The bigger the player, the more you're allowed to hit him.
I mean, how do you drive almost 20 times and take 0 free throws?
It's really the bigger the player is, the more you're allowed to hit him.
Yeah.
And the smaller the player, the more you're not allowed to touch him unless his name is Jalen Brunson.
It's weird. It's really weird.
And the draft lottery was last night. The NBA went full comical, full like we completely don't care if this is fixed. Number 1 pick went to Dallas. Number 2 went to San Antonio because Wemby needed more help. And Philly, number 3, because the NBA felt bad about Embiid. This is ridiculous.
we say it every year. The team that loses the big star gets the number one draft pick the next year. It's happened so many times at this point. Like it.
I'd like to I said the JJ off the air, but I want to congratulate the Milwaukee Bucks for winning the 2026 draft lottery in compensation for having traded Giannis this offseason.
I think there was a 0.7% chance of having Dallas and San Antonio move up as much as they did.
I mean, like the odds of every team in the last 20 years moving teams that lost a star getting their one pick, the odds are it's absurd odds.
Don't forget New Orleans getting the number one pick when the NBA owned the team just for that season.
Cleveland gets the number one pick when LeBron leaves. They get the when LeBron's going to come back.
No, they got it. They got it right after he left, and then they got it 2 more times before he came back.
They got it right when the year he was going to come back, almost as like an inducement for him to come back to Cleveland.
Yeah, no, they got Kyrie the year he left, and then they got Bennett and Wiggins the 2 years before he came back.
Yeah, Wiggins was the year he came back. It was
Yeah.
part of like the move back.
Gave them enough to get Love and form a super team. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
And then New Orleans got it again after Anthony Davis left.
I mean, it's also like the Wemby goes to the perfect organization, the Spurs. Like that seemed kind of rigged. It's just every year. I mean, Atlanta last year didn't seem rigged because the NBA was like, no one's that good. We'll just let things just work out as to see how the ball actually. We'll just see what actually happens.
Yeah.
But it just seems so ridiculous. Like the Spurs even moving up, it just seems so ridiculous. I mean, I guess they had a bad record, but everything about the draft just seems so goddamn fixed. And I'm sure after the game, Nico turns to someone, his close confidant, and goes, "Yeah, that's why I made the trade. It wasn't just Anthony Davis. I was getting the number one pick also."
Yeah, I mean, Flag and Davis sounds a lot better than just Davis.
Right, that was the actual trade. That was the NBA was like, "Hey, you need to trade Doncic to the Lakers. Here's what we'll give you," and he's like, "Sign me up."
Yeah.
So was that a worthwhile trade, flagging Anthony Davis for Doncic? It seems a pretty even trade.
It does. Adding Christie in a pick, like, not bad.
Simmons on the show made a joke basically that a lot of people made this joke also that they should try to trade Flag to get Doncic back.
I mean, yeah, it's funny because all those like names we mentioned, they all ended up on the Lakers.
Yeah. Whatever. Anyway, I am at no point in my Knicks fandom while we were doing this show have I ever been happier than right now, Jay.
I mean, we've been doing this show for 15 years. One game away from getting further than we have since we started the show. Beating the previous NBA champion. Crazy. This is just
crazy. My son's like, "When's the last time they went to the conference final?" I told him 99. He's like, "When's the last time they won the title?" And I was like, "It was before I was born." And I'm like, "I am so old. It was before I was even born."
Yeah.
But this could be our year.
I mean, that would be a perfect ending to the podcast.
It would really be a perfect ending to the podcast. I think they should put us on a float in the goddamn parade. If we like a side note, here's the real reason why the Knicks won the title.
Score and Dirty says, "What, you like this time better than watching Damian Dodson play?"
The best is like, no, Damian. He's actually a really good. The Knicks need to develop a guy like Damian Dodson. He'll be so good.
Alonzo Trier was a problem.
Alonzo Trier.
I actually literally saw a post that said that today.
Oh my God, there were so many goddamn Shved. I remember being like, I can't believe the Knicks didn't bring back Shved. He was so good last year.
I liked Shved.
I like Shved. So many goddamn.
We have done this show through some dark times.
We will let's recap the dark times maybe on our last show. Yeah. We have more shows to go, Jay.
We do. We have some very good times ahead. So, yeah, hopefully we'll be recording early next week talking about the Pacers series after beating the Celtics in 5. Hopefully.
Yes.
And yeah, then we got another couple weeks of shows to talk about that.
Yeah, we got to run in us. We got to run in us. Anyway, Joe Mazzulla, thank you for participating. Your team is soon to be done.
nyknickspodcast@gmail.com if you want to email us. nyknickspodcast on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Patreon. And yeah, thank you everybody who joined in the chat, and we will see you all in a couple days. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. It's over. Goodbye. It's time to go. This is the end. Say goodbye. You better go away. I'm gonna leave you. It's the end. Goodbye. Goodbye. Just leave me alone. Feels so good to say goodbye. I'm sick and tired and I'm saying goodbye. Goodbye, girl. Goodbye, 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 everybody.
All right.
That was pretty. It's fun to be a Knick fan.
Right now it is.
Right
This
now
is like
it
our
is.
comeuppance for doing shows during the Alfred Payton's our starting point guard era.
Holy shit. There are so many bad players to go through. It is just ridiculous how many guys we rooted for, pretended were good. Like, Zach will not stop talking about the fact that, like, he's like, Dad, you thought Kevin Knox was going to be good. He will not stop that. I'm like, this team's so awesome. He's like, they're better than when you thought Kevin Knox was good. He doesn't even talk about Ntilikina, just Knox. He's like embarrassed that we rooted for Kevin Knox. He's like, you bought me a Kevin Knox jersey. I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, actually, Kevin Knox is actually still in the playoffs right now. He's on the bench for Golden State, I think. And he's like, why? Why is he still in the NBA? I'm like, I don't know.
Because
I have no
teams
idea.
are obligated to have 15 guys on the roster.
I don't know. I'm like, I don't know what he's doing, but he's not very good.
I was trying to talk myself into Lou Amundsen. I mean,
Come on.
I was.
Who was I trying to talk about myself into? Not Lou Amundsen. Who was the guy that was like good on defense, did nothing on offense, but like the plus minus looked well for him. He was in like the Lou Amundsen trade.
Not Nerlens Noel.
No. Maybe it wasn't in the trade. He was on like the 2012.
Dallenberg?
No, I forgot the Knicks even had him. Holy shit. Knicks roster. Let me look at the 2012 Knicks roster. He was when they had Linsanity. He was there. It is. I thought he was on this roster. Is he on the 2011 team? Hang on, maybe he was on the 2011 team. He wasn't on the good. He was on the year before they were good. It was Jared Jeffries.
Oh. We hated him for like 4 years, and then we kind of turned and liked him for like the final year he was there.
Yeah, I think we did a Jared Jeffries apology show because like the plus, like he did good things on the court, just not winning. He didn't like win.
We did the
By
most
the way, I'm looking.
pathetic apology shows. We did a Lance Thomas apology episode.
Oh my God, I'm looking at. We could do this more, man, for our last episode. But I'm looking. Maybe we should go through the rosters for our last episode. But I'm just looking at Josh Harrelson,
Jorts.
I mean, I'm gonna hold off looking at this stuff. Let's go through. Maybe we can do a last episode where we kind of go through the rosters, like kind of just go through the teams we've suffered through.
Give ourselves a little pat on the back for doing friggin' 50 episodes on teams that had Jorts and Kylo Quinn on it.
Yeah, we'll do a wrap up the season episode, and then do a off-season preview / retrospective. I don't know. We should do something to go through all these rosters that we've cheered for and all this bullshit. Basically, we pretended was going to be good.
Yeah. Hey, are you really excited to talk about Clay Anthony Early and Langston Galloway today? Go on.
By the way, Dustin made a good point. He's like, the playoffs are on. They're doing the draft lottery. We're Knicks fans. We don't give a crap what happens in the draft lottery.
Yeah.
This is how awesome is that?
Yeah. I mean, very, very nice. Very nice not having to worry about that and how they're going to screw up the pick.
Yeah, it is just like
Because
unbelievable.
then we get excited, like, oh, we have the uh, we have the eighth pick. There's some good guys on the board there. I wonder who we're gonna get. Oh, Kevin Knox,
Oh, Frank Ntilikina. I mean, both of us thought Ntilikina was going to be the answer. I,
Jordan Hill.
this team, yeah. Oh my God, this team though is just so. I also was kind of annoyed they like drafted Jordan Hill and then immediately like, traded him just to clear cap space because they were getting LeBron James. It was just like like I'm like this is just the wrong way to operate a franchise. Not that it didn't matter at all, but
I mean, he was terrible. It
he
was
was
just a
bad.
terrible draft
He was
pick.
bad. Uh, wow, Leon. We both also were like not on board with Leon Rose, and we questioned him so much, and he's been so good.
I mean, his first year was terrible, and then he got it all together.
Was his first year? Was first year?
He signed 4 guys and immediately got rid of all 4 guys.
Well, no, that wasn't his first year. His first year was the year they made the playoffs. His first year is the year they played Atlanta in the playoffs. That's Leon's first full year.
But didn't he sign? Uh,
That offseason, he makes all those bad contracts.
right.
But like, but he brought the Randall was already here, but he surrounded like he just did whatever he got Tibbs. He hired Tibbs and brought the other guys here and got us to the playoffs for the first time in a long time. So like, it wasn't like we didn't get that bit. Like Leon has Leon only did not go to the playoffs 1 year. And that was the year after, I guess, after they signed all those bad contracts.
okay.
And he made the Derrick Rose trade, which turned out to be a pretty good trade at the time.
Yeah, I mean, it was a mixed bag at first.
Right. I mean, no one nails it. I mean, obviously, like, yes, it was a mixed bag at first. He's always like kind of doing like shenanigans during the draft. There were a lot of things. He's just you're never gonna nail every move. You got to miss on the smaller moves and nail the bigger move. You got to have some big wins, basically. He's had some big wins.
I didn't realize the Knicks traded Jordan Hill his rookie season,
Yeah.
like at the All-Star break of his very first season.
Right. That's what it wasn't that like they'd seen him for a year and they were like, he sucks. And he did suck. But like they were like, you just drafted a guy at number 8 and you're like, we just need to trade him to clear sat cap space. Like, what are you doing?
The Knicks and the eighth pick, I don't know what it is. They just flub every single eighth pick.
I can't think of others besides Jordan Hill, Ntilikina, and Knox, but like,
Well, that's the 3 that have been in recent history. Like they just don't do
right. They're
good
just
with
not
eighth
good at
picks.
I mean, are the Knicks good at the draft?
I mean, they had a little run where they got like David Lane, Nate Robinson, and Channing Frye. I mean, they're on a little run there. Like the Isaiah years, they drafted well.
I mean, the only guys I mean, I guess those were a little while ago. The only guys currently on the roster they drafted are Mitch Robinson and well, I guess they have the guys from this past year, but I was gonna say Mitch and Deuce. But I guess they use RJ, they use quickly to like they use that make the roster better.
Do you know who got drafted after Jordan Hill?
After Jordan Hill.
Yeah.
Yes, our test. Is that our test year?
No, that wasn't the Artest year.
What's with no, what that the rewrite doesn't make sense. What year is the Artest year?
That was a
Did
couple
they
years
dr-
before that.
Didn't they draft someone right before our test was like they missed out on our test?
Yeah, I forget who that was.
I mean, you're right. That's not the right year for.
So after Jordan Hill was DeRozan, Brandon Jennings, Drew
I'm-
Holiday,
I'm-
Ty Lawson, Jeff Teague, Darren Collison, Taj Gibson. There's a few people.
Okay, yeah. So I'm way off. It's 99, which that also makes more sense for. But I remember the Knicks just missing out on. Let me see. Maybe it wasn't that big of a deal. They missed on our test.
It could have
Was
been
our
the.
test-
I wonder if they missed out or they.
Yes, here it is. Frederick Weiss was drafted right before Meta.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I knew there was something really idiotic. That's what I'm thinking of. Frederick Weiss, next pick, on our test. But yeah, the Knicks have been. I mean, the Knicks have like, yeah, they've drafted some like okay players, but like the last 30. I mean, the last since 2000, who have the good draft picks been?
For the Knicks?
Yeah. David Lee,
Yeah.
borderline starter.
I mean, he made a few All-Star games.
Yeah, okay, fine. Shumpert, decent role player. Um,
Gallinari,
yeah, Gallinari was decent, but like a lot of injury issues kind of sidetracked his career, but he was decent. Yeah, that's a solid pick.
I mean, they messed up 2003 with Sweetney, but after that they got Ariza, Lee, Fry.
They also didn't keep anyone around, so it's hard to even like remember them being good picks.
Chandler, Gallinari, like those were all good, and then it started falling down again. But they had a good like
Right.
4-year run.
They also were out of they traded away all the draft picks, so it was hard to even draft guys. And then you had Shump, which was very mediocre, but fine, I guess. Who else did they draft? They drafted Ntilikina and Knox were just
Well, that's when
brutal.
they had picks every other year. So after Shumpert, then they didn't have one. Then they drafted Hardaway Jr. Then they didn't have one, and then they
Hardaway Jr., in fairness, based on his draft position, is fine. It was like 21st in the draft.
Hardaway 24th, yeah.
Yeah, so like his career has worked out like solid enough for a 24th pick. You're not like that mad about his career.
Right. Then they got KP.
All right. KP was obviously a good pick, but like it just didn't work out.
Then they didn't have one. Then they drafted Ntilikina and Knox back to back.
And then RJ.
RJ.
And RJ, I mean, really also in that draft class, like
that was a fine. I mean, it was a clear top 3 draft. Everybody thought RJ was the 3rd best player. That's fine. But then they screwed it up again with Obi.
Yeah, Obi actually he's been playing well in the playoffs.
Yeah,
he's a solid role player.
Would you draft him 8th though? That was a terrible 8th pick.
I mean, drafting him. I mean, I guess it all worked out well in the sense of like, do the Knicks get Brunson if they have Halliburton? In theory, maybe because of the connection with like obviously they. I don't know if that messes things up a little bit because now you have a point guard you can rely on.
Right.
So that's the only thing I'd say about that is like, I mean, Halliburton's is obviously very good, but like,
yeah,
Halliburton and Brunson together would be quite a combo.
But you know what? Halliburton is so damn annoying that I'm happy rooting against him, even though he's like a good player and he'd help the team. I would rather beat him.
But in him and Brunson together would be an interesting combination.
They would, but he's not a New York. He's not a New York player. He's a poser.
No.
You see, everyone on the Knicks is showing up to games in like black hoodies, and he's like dressing up like it's a catwalk. Like we don't need that nonsense.
It's just the way he plays. But yeah, the Obi thing, like Obi just was like, if you took Obi like at pick 19 or 20, you'd be like, yeah, he's solid for that pick.
Yeah. Yeah.
He just wasn't an 8th pick in the draft. The Knicks were trying to trade up. And like, I mean, Knicks trying to trade up to get Jaden Ivey, which glad that didn't work out.
I guess.
Was that the same draft? I mean, Jaden Ivey hasn't been that good for Detroit.
He was starting to play really well.
Yeah. I don't know, whatever. The Knicks whatever. They found a way to make this roster really good. I like you can question the. I also, by the way, I love the meme of "fuck them picks" with Bridges. That's awesome.
All right, I'm gonna post this episode.
You should post it tonight. Probably don't wait for tomorrow night to post this episode.
No, definitely not. Thank you everybody who joined in the chat, and hope you enjoyed 20 minutes of bonus content.